It's the Wait a Minute Show.
Bruh. Ain't that right, Lil Pan? Wait a minute. Book it. Really? Really?
The Wait a Minute Show with your host, Jolani J.B. Bodie.
What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, it is your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show. And I'm back in the building to give you a sports fix here on the weekend, here in the ATL, here in the Lions Den Studios, here to give you your sports fix. And it's not just me. I am not doing this thing by myself. Over there somewhere, I see him. I see him. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my co-host. It is none other than the L, the O, the P, the A, the N. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lopan. Lopan, don't cut me off. I was almost at the end. You don't have to come in right when I'm finishing up. You can have a nice little pause in there. Excuse him, ladies and gentlemen. But it is your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie, and I am back. I know it's been a break. I've been missing for a little bit, but I'm back. I am back, and I am in the seat. I'm on the saddle, and I'm ready to go. So we got a lot of stuff that we're going to cover, as you see. And one thing I want to mention before we start getting into all of this is that this is episode 196. So we are getting closer and closer and closer to episode 200. If you're watching this, obviously you're seeing it on the new platform. We're doing YouTube, broadcasting live. So make sure that you are subscribing and liking the show. You can follow us also on Twitter and also on Facebook as well. So make sure you hit all that and hit up the waitaminuteshow.com. Hit up the website. There, it'll give you all the information you need. Now, before I go any further as well, I want to mention really quick, we're in the month of November. So if you know me, you know I'm gearing up. You know what time it is. Right around the corner is going to be the Wait a Minute Show toy drive. So keep your ears open, keep your eyes open to that. And I will give you more information as it come down. So you can get on with that like we do every year. I think we're in year 8, year 9. We're almost at the decade part, right? Indeed. Yeah. So we're doing some things. We're doing some things, and I need your help. So you'll hear me talking about that and more. So we got a lot of stuff that we're gonna get into. NFL news, NBA news, and do not go anywhere. Stay with me. Stay with me, ladies and gentlemen, for the end of the show, because I got a special Big L award that I want to give out. A special Big L award I think you are going to appreciate that I am giving out this time. You know, again, I try not to do this, but they force me to. And Lopan does too, because he loves when I give out Big L awards. Indeed. Something is wrong with you, man. But regardless, we're going to get into what we came to talk about, and that is sports. And we're going to start this thing off, ladies and gentlemen, with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. Yes, Aaron Rodgers has popped up on the COVID list for this week, so he will not be playing in week 9 and against the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's a big deal. That's the big deal that he's not playing. Although the Packers only have one loss, but more than anything, as far as like what people are talking about, they're talking about him missing a game, but they're talking about even more. Was Aaron Rodgers lying about being vaccinated? Was he telling a fib, ladies and gentlemen? Well, he spoke about it on the Pat McAfee show, and he discussed, and I'll give you a nutshell of it because, it wasn't a 2-minute clip or anything like that. But what Aaron Rodgers was basically saying is that he didn't lie. Because people were saying that he lied. He's saying he didn't lie. He said he was immunized. So, but the question was asked to him in the preseason, was he vaccinated? And he said, yeah, I'm immunized. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And so, people going to go back. They're going to start, looking at that. And he starts talking about, his reasons for not getting the vaccine. It was two of which is Pfizer and Moderna. He has an allergy or something. So it's something that doesn't agree with him. So he couldn't take those two. The Johnson & Johnson, they had pulled it off the shelf. So he couldn't take that. But he looked at trying to go an alternate route. And that is what he, was currently doing. So he said he was not lying. Other people consider it lying. He talked about how he goes to the beat of his own drum. He talked about, that he's not really into this whole thing of people telling him what he needs to do and he has to do and all this. I get all that. I totally get all that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get me wrong. But it's not about, to me, I'll say that, it's not about whether or not, you agree with being vaccinated or agree with not being vaccinated. You agree with being vaccinated, you agree, with not being vaccinated. I really don't think this is what it's about. I think what we're missing more than anything is that you were asked the direct question, were you vaccinated? You didn't answer the question. So technically, I guess he wasn't lying, but you knew what they were getting at. He goes to the beat of his own drum. So I get it. You didn't even have to answer the question. You could have just said, that's my personal business. I'm going to leave it personal because I'm not going to talk about anybody else's business. It's your business as far as like what you want to do. But I think, the biggest thing is that it opened up that door for people to question Aaron Rodgers. Now, people are calling Stephen A. Smith and some other people are calling for him to get suspended. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But some stuff is looking fugazi out there because then it opens up questions, as far as like the Packers organization and everything. You knew, where he was with this thing where everybody was thinking that he was vaccinated. Now that could be, on everybody else because they thought he was vaccinated. And then, that's their problem. But at the end of the day, you were asked about it and you go through, they were talking about how he went through some of these meetings in person where he was supposed to wear a mask because a lot of people have been using Carson Wentz and Kirk Cousins as examples because they have chosen not to get vaccinated, but they have followed these protocols as far as like wearing a mask and doing, Zoom meetings and, all that. And they're saying that Aaron Rodgers wasn't doing, all that. So again, it's not about, to me, it's not really about whether he's vaccinated or not because that's his choice. And you have to respect that. And what he feels that his body needs to be, enduring or what goes into his body. That is totally his business. But I think all this could have went away had he just said, look, I'm not vaccinated. If he wanted to say that, or just said, it's none of your business. None of your business what's going on. In time, you'll know. Now, if he's hiding something or he was just trying to get around something, yeah, everybody's going to, come after him. He's already talked about this, cancel culture, and all that. So, yeah, people are going to be out there and they're going to, come after him for it. Things are already changing. Today, what was the company? Previa Health. They have them and Aaron Rodgers have mutually decided to part ways of a 9-year relationship that they had in Wisconsin where he was one of the spokespersons for the company. So things are changing for Aaron Rodgers. And he came out, obviously, he wants to speak on it because he's going to have to say something. So it's better, you go ahead and put stuff out there. But the media is going to be waiting on him when he gets back. And they're going to still ask him questions, about it. So, yeah, I am like, if you were asked the direct question of, were you vaccinated? It's yes or no, or it's none of your business. I would have preferred him saying something like that, but he didn't. Now it opens up all this other stuff. And now we got these other topics that we're going to be talking about, but gives an opportunity for someone else that we're going to be talking about later on, which is Jordan Love, because they still got to play the game. I get it. Again, I get it. What people are saying is that if he lied and he's doing all this stuff and it's a danger to other people and all that. I get that. So I just say, let's wait few more. It's going to be a few more days. I think other stuff is going to develop, with this whole thing. So that's just my, opinion about it. I wish he would have just said, what I was talking about. That's a grown man. And if he got problems, he's going to have grown man problems that he got to deal with. And he'll be dealing with them. But that's all I got to say about that right now. So, Jordan Love. This whole thing, because of the COVID thing, is really taking a lot of pressure off Jordan Love. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later on in the show. So we're going to move on from Aaron Rodgers, and we move into Odell Beckham. So Odell Beckham, 2 days ago, I want to say a day or two ago, that him and the Cleveland Browns have parted ways. Now, I was talking about this on X Squad Radio Network. Shouts out to X Squad Radio Network. If you're not following them, follow them, xsquadaffiliates.com, where you catch your boy on their Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. I was talking about this whole thing because his father put out this video about him and Baker Mayfield not being on the same page and how Baker was missing him when he was wide open. And it's not just from that. There are some other things that's going on behind the scenes with this whole situation. And it's not just about Odell being, open or not open, and all. Whatever. I'm just really still a little befuddled that it got to this point. Because the talent that is Odell Beckham, I just thought, it would be able to, him and Baker, they're real headstrong people. And again, I'm not saying that it's just between him and Baker. I think other parties are involved with this, probably coaching staff or something, someone else, is involved, with this. But I'm just a little befuddled that they couldn't get on the same page. Unfortunately, Odell had a lot of injuries that he had to deal with. He never was able to be 100% healthy. I think he went out there and tried to play hurt. And this is, an experiment that's gone wrong. Now, having said all that, though, the one thing about this whole situation, and I think why they mutually parted ways and why the Browns really didn't have a problem, doing this, is that this was a deal that was done previously by John Dorsey, who is no longer with the Cleveland Browns anymore. So there's something to be said when it's guys maybe not from your quote unquote your guys, and you're moving in a new regime, if you will. And they did fairly well last year, getting to the playoffs. They almost beat the Kansas City Chiefs, which we're going to be talking about them as well. They almost beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and they got a lot of stuff to build on. You got a good running game. You're going to get Kareem Hunt back. Nick Chubb is back. I think, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Now, on Odell's side, he's going to probably clear waivers. I don't think anybody's going to pick him up. And then he's going to be a free agent to basically go wherever it is that he wants to go. If I'm correct on that, hopefully I'm reading that right. Indeed. Thank you, Lopan. So where can Odell go? What would be ideal places for Odell Beckham to go? And I'm looking at it. There's a few places. And people was throwing out, like they threw out Atlanta. No, because they were talking about Calvin Ridley. No, that's not the place to go. Because as we saw with Julio and some other, even Calvin Ridley to a certain extent or whatever, they're really, the Falcons game is not really just the deep ball. Now, and that's not all that Odell does, but I don't think he wants to be in that situation because one, he's looking at a situation where he can get into a win now. I do think maybe somebody like Green Bay, there was a rumor out there because they've been talking about getting someone else in there at the wide receiver position, and you put someone with Devontae Adams, you got Randall Cobb, Valdez Scantling. They lost Robert Tonyan for the year, although he doesn't play tight end. That's another weapon that I think people would feel Aaron Rodgers could use. That would probably be a good, place for him. I heard New Orleans for him to go home, back to Louisiana, back in New Orleans, play with the Saints. I don't know how that would work there because now that Jameis is not the quarterback and he's out for the year, more than likely Taysom Hill is going to be your quarterback at some point. Trevor Siemian is right now, but at some point, Taysom Hill is probably going to be your quarterback. That's not Taysom's skill set. That's not his game that he's just going to sit back there and just let the ball fly to wide receivers. So I don't think the New Orleans Saints is the place, for him to go, unless it's long term. The other place that they rumored was Seattle. No, I think they're good with DK and Tyler Lockett. And they're going to be a run. Basically, they're like Cleveland. They're going to run the ball as soon as Chris Carson get back as well. They're going to run the ball heavy as well. Kansas City, I heard them. It's a landing spot. But Kansas City, we've seen. They got, I'm not even going to use Josh Gordon, but Kansas City, yeah, they've been looking for that number 2 wide receiver. It was supposed to be Mecole Hardman. Maybe the Mecole's role hasn't played out like they wanted, but I think Kansas City look at internally that we're good. We just need to fix what we're doing wrong, and we'll be all right. So, although there's a bunch of teams, I mean, you could throw the Raiders out there. You could throw probably a few other teams out there. But I do think it's going to be a situation where Odell really is going to be looking at a place where he can win right away. So I'd be surprised if he went somewhere where they can't win or if it's, a rebuilding. Because someone threw out, someone told me, what did they tell me? Someone told me, I think they had the nerve to say my Lions, and I'm just like, that's not the situation he's trying to enter into right now. Nothing against my Lions. It's just where they are right now. They're our long-term plan where he's into a short-term plan. So it's going to be a short list. I would say that. And again, I'm surprised that it did not work out with them. I thought there would be a lot of great chemistry, especially with the run game, and they could play off of each other. But sometimes it just happened. Who would ever thought Randy Moss would have left Minnesota? But it happened. It happened. So, best of luck to Odell out there, wherever it is that he go, and hopefully it works out. Browns will be all right. Odell will be all right as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, you don't even have to worry about that. You're listening or watching as well the Wait a Minute Show. And I am your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie, and we are talking sports here. And we're going to continue to talk sports. We're going to touch base in the NBA. And Ben Simmons, I'm almost really tired of talking about this because Ben Simmons, first it was, he ain't going to get paid. Then it's like, we are going to pay him. Then he gets kicked out of practice. Then they want to talk to him about, his mental health. Now it's back to, you're not going to get paid. We're going to fine you. So at this point, the 76ers have told Ben Simmons, or notified Ben Simmons maybe, because I don't think he's talking to him right now, but notified Ben Simmons that he's going to be fine. And what they're wanting from him is an interaction and to talk to him about, I guess, how he's addressing his mental health that he's speaking about. And it's a serious subject. more than anything, because I'm going to, some people have said, this is just a cover up and all this. And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Because here's the thing. I think in 2016, if I remember correctly, because there was a documentary, One and Done. And there was an article written by Kelly Evans for The Undefeated. And they were talking about the One and Done documentary. But in it, his sister, Olivia, which they call her Liv, said she was diagnosed with bipolar. And that is nothing to play with. That is, a serious matter. I know people who've been diagnosed with bipolar. And I don't think Ben Simmons, I'm just saying right now, and I'm hoping I am right about this, and I'm hoping I'm right that Ben Simmons would not use something like that as a means of getting out of Philadelphia, or as a means of I'm not talking, to them. I am going to take at their word that, hey, he's going through some stuff and he got to get some things, straightened out. Now, what I would like for it to happen, and I'm like, they're not taking my advice, but I do think if your employer is trying to assist you, being that the NBA, because they have so many resources, I think you at least you still need to reach out or stay in some type of communication with them. And it doesn't seem like that's what's happening with Ben Simmons and the 76ers. And he hasn't talked to him, for a while. We knew over the summer he wasn't talking to him. We know, his teammates was going to try and, convince him, to come in. He told him not to. It was reports that he told him not to. Then he shows up. Then the whole practice thing happened. Joel Embiid, saying that, he's done with that guy and all that. And it's just strange that this is all going on. Now, I said a long time ago, they should have just went ahead and moved him and found a place to move him and was realistic, about it. And I don't think they were realistic about, what they were trying to get in return for Ben Simmons. I think I've said this before, I think a new location, a new area code would probably do good for Ben Simmons. And it would do well for the 76ers. Because as you see, they're sitting first place in the Eastern Conference right now. So they're still playing good ball. And you could have had some, additional assets had you got this deal done. Maybe some stuff fell through that we don't know about. But after that whole series, that was the end of Ben Simmons playing in Philadelphia. That should have been on their list of, let's go ahead and move this guy. But now you're sitting here in this situation, and I'm hoping that more than anything, that this thing can be worked out. So, because it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better if they're not communicating. So you got to communicate. You got to figure out something that works out for both sides. So again, I don't think I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he's using this, as an excuse or, as a way or anything like that. I really hope that's not, the case. And I don't think that's the case. That's just my humble opinion. We're going to continue in basketball, get into some ownership news. The Suns owner, Robert Sarver, he's under investigation for activity at work that is frowned upon. This is nothing new, but we're going to talk about it on the other side of the break. And when we get back, we'll talk about that. And we'll get back into some football news as well. And we'll get closer to that Big L award. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these words.
Do you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drink in Color at your next function. Drink in Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drink in Color. You can contact the owner, Kiki Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkincolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkincolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute Show. Drink in Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
Do you like making an impression? Who doesn't? Well, when you want to dress to impress for less, check out Rail Scott at Prime Ties to Go on Facebook and Instagram. Quality accessories for men and women at low, counted low prices. Everything from ties, bow ties, watches, bracelet, earrings to pocketbooks. Don't miss out. Check out Rail Scott, the owner, at Prime Ties to Go. That's Prime Ties, the number 2, Go, on Facebook and Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And excuse me. And before I get into this basketball news about Phoenix Sun owner Robert Sarver, or make sure I'm saying his name right, Robert Sarver. I'm gonna give you a little update on, and I didn't do this at the beginning, so I apologize. College football today, another, crazy thing. My team, Michigan, is on right now. I got it on the TV. Amazing catch that Michigan just did, but it's not going to count, one-handed catch. But let me get off of my team. We had some upsets today, and right now, I'll tell you about the upsets in a second, but Georgia and Notre Dame took care of business. Michigan, Alabama, Oregon is in game right now, and Ohio State wins a close one in Nebraska 26-17. TCU upsets Baylor 30-28. And Cincy gets away from Tulsa barely 28-20, and they're number 6. They, shouldn't be winning by 8 if you're number 16, but it is what it is. UNC upset Wake Forest, number 9 Wake Forest 58-55. And the biggest one today is Purdue. Unranked Purdue takes down another top 3 team this year in the Big Ten, both of them in the Big Ten, and Michigan State 40-29. So those are some of your sports scores over Saturday, and we got continued sports because we got West Coast playing and we got some primetime games playing as well. So let me get back to this whole Robert Sarver thing. So the Suns owner Robert Sarver is under investigation, basically for conduct in the workplace, and this investigation involved 70 plus either current or former co-workers or employees that work for the Phoenix Suns. And they're talking about the N-word being used. They're talking about him showing pictures of his wife and making, comments that were deemed, not the best, or not the place to be used at work. Let's just say that. And he has denied, all of this. And of course, they're going to speak to the players. Devin Booker has spoke about this. Chris Paul has spoke about this. Chris Paul has been in this, situation before with the Clippers, with a owner who was under investigation for comments and behavior that would be frowned upon. So at this point, they're saying that they don't want to be, they're not insensitive to what's going on, but they want to wait until everything is said and done in the investigation, because they feel that the investigation will really tell us what's going on versus a he said, she said, and they're looking for facts. And I get that, because, and some people may, look at it and just say, well, wait a minute, Chris Paul was part of this, the whole Donald Sterling thing. If you remember the Donald Sterling situation, that happened because of leak audio. That wasn't someone saying this person did this person did that, and then that person combating that back. So you had some really concrete evidence there for the public to view or for the public to hear and to make a decision. It's not going to be that easy, in this situation. Now, former head coach Earl Watson said that they had an interaction. And this is what I'm getting at about this whole he said, she said thing. Earl Watson said that Sarver had used the N-word in his office. Sarver saying, no, I didn't. And then Sarver says the only time I used it was, asking a question and repeating something that a player, had said. So I didn't say it just to be saying it. I was repeating something the player said. Now that player that they're talking about, we don't know who that player is, but that player is saying they don't recall that. So we got a lot of stuff that's not adding up, that's moving across. But 70 plus employees, current and former, saying things, that still is going to raise a red flag. And there's going to be questions that's going to be asked. Now, he's owned this team, I think, since 2004. And I'm just a little baffled, like that, how long it takes for stuff to come out like this, if this stuff is actually, happening, because these are allegations. So we're going to treat them as allegations. To own a team, for that long and for that to happen. Now, I don't want people to, be looking at the players directly and saying, well, they should be saying this, they should be saying that. To be honest, the players, hey, if he's doing this, that is the wrong place to go, is to start talking like that to the players, to the people who have a platform, to people who have power, to people who have leverage, and people who have relationships in the media and other places. So, yeah, I don't expect to hear too much from players, if you will, especially people like Devin Booker and Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, or anything like that. Because if this is true, that would just be a suicide mission to really be doing something like that, especially with Chris Paul in the building, especially with the position that Chris Paul holds in the NBA. That would just be stupid. So but somewhere there's some truth to something out there. Unless this guy is just a real a-hole and people are just like, hey, we're going to try and do something to, I'm not convicting him or anything like that, but whatever it is, that there's something out there. It may not be, to the degree that they're talking about, but there's something that needs to be addressed. What it is, that's what the investigation is going to bring about. So the Phoenix Suns is going to have this pressure of this story and this investigation on them as they try and get back to the NBA Finals. It could impact the team, because if it heats up and it lasts for quite a while, that can be a burden. Again, the Donald Sterling situation, that was an audio, it was leaked, and the NBA started, making moves pretty much as stuff went down. It wasn't, a lengthy situation. This could be a lengthy situation that could bear a lot of burden on the Phoenix Suns. They're going to have to, deal with it. Now, moving on from there, I like to give my 3-pack. Lopan he already hit it. Thank you, Lopan. He hit the ticker. I like to talk about my NFL 3-pack for Sunday's game. So we are into week 9, ladies and gentlemen. We already had a Thursday game where Indianapolis won 45-30 to the New York Jets. But we got all our games, and of course, Monday night as well, that's going to be going down. So as you see on the ticker, it has all your teams and who's playing. So my 3-pack, which is 3 games that, I think you guys should be checking out. That's going to be real interesting. That got some storylines as well. First one is the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. This is an AFC North rivalry, so that's going to be important. 2, the winner of this with a Baltimore loss, because Baltimore is playing out of the division, but if Baltimore takes a loss, which is possible, this sets up a real tight race for first place. That's one. The other thing is that you get this matchup between Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield, two former number 1 overall picks. You have the wide receivers. Obviously, Odell is not there, but Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd to go against Jarvis Landry. And I don't think Donovan Peoples-Jones is playing, on this. It would have been, Odell. But you have that running game where Nick Chubb is going to be back. I don't think Kareem Hunt is going to be back to play this week, if I remember correctly. So you have some matchups there that's going to be interesting. But it's the city of Ohio. It's the state of Ohio. Again, number 1 overall picks playing against each other. Both teams are in the battle to get in place for first place if Baltimore lose. And it's just some young guns. I think, it's going to be a shootout for this game. So Cincinnati versus Cleveland is a game that, I think you guys should keep an eye out on. And I think it'll be interesting as well. Next up, Green Bay versus Kansas City. So I told you we were going to talk about Jordan Love, and this is where we're going to touch base on Jordan Love. Kansas City obviously is not what they once were. They're sitting at 4-4 right now. They have been struggling. Pat Mahomes has been uncharacteristically, with these turnovers. The defense has not been, well. They're without CH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And for all the things that have happened, it still is amazing. I guess you would say that they are 4-4. They're sitting at 500. Now, we're not talking about them as far as like Super Bowl favorites at this point, but I do still think that they got an opportunity to get into the playoffs. Now, this would have been a lot tougher if Aaron Rodgers was playing, but for the Kansas City Chiefs, what I'm looking for them is just to play a mistake-free game. Get Travis Kelce involved more, establish the run, and get back to what they were, somewhat what they were. I can't say they were going to be everything that that they were, but somewhat of what they were. Because the Chargers, even Denver to a certain degree, but the Chargers and the Raiders in your division, you're in trouble in your division. So you need this game, and it may help out that Aaron Rodgers is not there. Now let's flip over to the Green Bay side, and I said Jordan Love. So this is a great audition for Jordan Love. This is a great opportunity for Green Bay to see what they have. Like I said, they're 7-1 right now. Aaron Rodgers is not there, but they're going to have Aaron Jones. They get Devontae Adams back. They're going to have basically most of their guys, and this is an audition and a true view of what Jordan Love can be for the Green Bay Packers. We've been talking about this, that Aaron's going to be gone after next year. He's going somewhere else, and this is going to be Jordan Love's team. So he's going to give them, a piece of, what it is and what there is to see, on it. If I'm Green Bay, like I just said, Kansas City defense has been struggling. You give that ball to Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, and you try and drive the ball and down the throats of the Kansas City Chiefs and try and tire them out. This is not going to be a Devontae Adams 13 receptions, 200-yard game or anything like that. I wouldn't expect it to be. I don't think that would be the right route to go for Jordan Love, putting them in this situation. Establish the run. Still utilize your wide receivers, Randall Cobb and Devontae Adams. Please don't think I'm saying phase them out or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But you do need to make it easier for Jordan Love in this game. And I would say this as far as like the passing game, even though Robert Tonyan is out for the year, a lot of people have forgot about this guy. They probably thinking he's coaching somewhere. But Mercedes Lewis is still playing football, ladies and gentlemen. He plays for the Green Bay Packers, okay? And he can help out blocking, but also he can help out in the receiving game as well. So using Mercedes Lewis, establishing a running game, I think will be ideal for the Green Bay Packers, for Jordan Love, and not put it on him. Because if you get into a shootout with Pat Mahomes and you get that old Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't know if Jordan Love can keep up with that. So that is my second game. My third game of the 3-pack, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Sunday night game, Tennessee versus the LA Rams. Short and sweet. I really want to see what Tennessee can do without Derrick Henry. You picked up Adrian Peterson, and by no stretch of the imagination, anyone should be thinking Adrian Peterson is just going to step in and produce like Derrick Henry. Because if that was the case, Adrian Peterson will already be playing on another team somewhere. But I do think that for what the Tennessee Titans do, it fits for what Adrian Peterson does now at 36 years old. They want to grind. They want to ground. They want to pound, the ball. Adrian Peterson is somebody you can do that. When you get down to the goal line, you want someone that can punch it in. Adrian Peterson can do that. I think where they make their changes or make their adjustments is that they're going to have Ryan Tannehill run a little bit more than what he normally would do. They're going to pass a little bit more than they normally would do. That means A.J. Brown. That means Julio Jones. If Julio is healthy, you're going to get a little bit more out of those guys. But I want to see how they're going to make this adjustment, because before it was give the ball to Derrick Henry, give the ball to Derrick Henry, give the ball to Derrick Henry. Oh, yeah, give the ball to Derrick Henry. And he was you had to worry about him so much that, the passing game really benefit from it. So can they still benefit from that and make the changes? The Rams, I think the other thing, I want to see Von Miller. I want to see this combination of Von Miller and Aaron Donald, how this thing is going to work out. I want to see if this is Von is to Aaron what DeMarcus Ware was to Von when he was in his prime. And they were making that run to the Super Bowl when it was DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller. I want to see if he can get that back. And he's excited. Especially, you move on from the team that you're on and you go to a one-loss team. It was bittersweet. I know he didn't want to leave, but I want to see what Von Miller can do for the rest of the year. Can he be somewhat of the Von Miller of old? I believe so. I think because Aaron Donald is going to attract so much attention. This is probably going to be the first time in 3, 4 or 5 years, maybe for Von Miller, that he's not the focal point. So Dante Fowler had success in this system. He's with Atlanta now. And Leonard Floyd has had success in this system. So I think Von Miller can have success as well, if you ask me. But those are my 3 packs, if you ask me. Cincinnati versus Cleveland, Green Bay versus Kansas City, and the Tennessee Titans versus the L.A. Rams in a Sunday night. In the Wait a Minute Show comment room, Jay Evans say, "Hey, pipe down. My daughter is trying to sleep." Well, nobody told you to put your daughter next to the speakers, Mr. Evans. I've seen your house. Put her in her room, and you act like you're grown and go in another room and keep listening to the show. I appreciate you for chiming in. He also said, Coolio Jones is never on the field. Coolio? Who is Coolio? That's like saying Pooh Richardson. Who is Coolio? You talking about Julio? You have a valid point that he misses a lot of time not being on the field. But it is what it is. I mean, it's always been like that. He's played hurt and everything. So he's going to go out there. He's going to give it a try. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Now, let's move on from that. And Mr. Evans, giving me a hard time. And we're going to take a break. And then when we come back from the break, I want to talk about CMC, Cade Cunningham, and my Big L Award. My Big L Award. Someone's going to get a loser award tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So do not go anywhere. Do not miss out. So we'll be back after the break. Lopan, do what it is that you do, sir.
you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drinking Color at your next function. Drinking Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drinking Color. You can contact the owner, Keith T. Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkandcolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkandcolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute Show. Drink and Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
Do you like making an impression? Who doesn't? Well, when you want to dress to impress for less, check out Rail Scott at Prime Ties to Go on Facebook and Instagram. Quality accessories for men and women at low, counted low prices. Everything from ties, bow ties, watches, bracelet, earrings to pocketbooks. Don't miss out. Check out Rail Scott, the owner, at Prime Ties to Go. That's Prime Ties, the number 2, Go on Facebook and Instagram.
He's the brain of operations.
I'm telling you right now, book it.
And him, he's along for the ride. But together, they bring you sports like you've never heard before. The Wait a Minute Show, a new way of discussing today's trending sports topics. And now, back to the show with your host, Jolani J.B. Bodie.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. So let's get into this real quick. CMC, Christian McCaffrey, has been taken off of IR. He is going to be active. Whether or not he's going to play, I don't know. I don't think, well, you know what? I do know. I don't think he's going to play. I think sparingly. They're taking on the New England Patriots. I don't think they really want to put him in, in that game. Do he want to play? Yes. If he does play, he's going to be on a snap count because we saw what happened last time when he came back and he re-injured himself. So you don't want to lose him for even more time. And you don't have, if I remember correctly, that Sam Darnold's not playing because he still got the shoulder injury. It's not the concussion, in which he took a nasty hit last week. So I do think he will play sparingly. How about that? And I do think this kid Hubbard, I shouldn't call them kids because I'm older than them, but I do think this kid Hubbard, is going to continue to get better. They got Amir Abdullah, on this team, and he showed some promise, or he showed a little something extra against the Falcons. Now, Falcons defense is not the Patriots defense, but he showed some promise as well. It's going to still be a complete team effort, for this team, to win. So I don't want people thinking that Christian McCaffrey is going to come into this game and he's going to carry the ball 20 to 25 times. That's not going to happen. I could see him carrying it 10 times just to find out what he got out there. He's been out for over a month at this point. What kind of football shape is he in? Take it easy with this guy. This is your long-term investment. This is a guy that you paid a lot of money. Don't throw him out there, and then he gets injured once again. So, will he play tomorrow? Yeah, I think he'll play tomorrow, but I don't think he's going to play that much. Kate Cunningham. You see, I got my Pistons jersey on, ladies and gentlemen, and actually I got my Grant Hill. Let me move out the way. So you can see it. I got my Grant Hill old Piston jersey on, So I'm wearing this because I want to talk about Cade Cunningham, number 1 overall draft pick of the Detroit Pistons, which I think still to this day is the right pick that they got. I want to tell Piston fans this. And I want to tell basketball fans this, but definitely Piston fans. I want to tell Piston fans this. Fall back, Lopan, fall back. Because he trying to crowd the table. Give him time to figure this thing out. Cade Cunningham is coming into a situation where obviously they're going to be expecting a lot out of him because he is the number 1 overall draft pick of the NBA this past year. But what you're asking of him is not something that you fix overnight. He's coming into the city of Detroit, who hasn't won in a long time. He's coming into the city of Detroit where, unfortunately, my team is not a big name free agent destination. They do it the old-fashioned way. They draft, they grind it out, and they work hard. Okay? No super team, being built in Detroit. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta give this kid, some time. Now, the one good thing, he got a great endorsement by KD. KD has known this kid, I think, since high school, if I remember right. So KD thinks that, he's going to be a problem in the league. And I'm hoping that he's right. I'm hoping that we can get something a la, Grant Hill-ish, I'm not saying that's a lot to be asking. Grant Hill came in and was really giving folks the business. Okay. So I'm not asking for him to be Grant Hill, but I do think he can contribute. I do think he can be a difference maker. I just think Piston fans, please be patient, with this process, because where we're at right now, we're not just on the cusp of really, changing everything that's going on, with the Detroit Pistons. It's going to still take a little bit of time. But I like the pick. They went in the right direction. They got the right. I'm glad they did not trade the draft pick away. I didn't think they were going to trade him anyway. I just traded anyway. I just thought that was just smoke and mirrors for more than what other people were talking about. So give them time. Just give them time. I think everything will work out. Am I expecting him to be a KD or anything like that? No. Those are hard to do. But if he's a James Harden, if he's a who else can I say? Bradley Beal or something like that. Those are awesome players. That's an awesome, group to be included with. Jason Tatum, awesome group to be included with. So everybody just give him a break. What's up, Mocha Bella? I see Mocha Bella in the Wait a Minute Show comment section. Appreciate you for stopping in. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Here we are. And it's so funny. Mocha Bella, this is her favorite part of the show. The Big L Award. The Big Loser Award. I do this because y'all want me to do this. I don't get any joy out of this, so let me just say that. But it is time for the Big L Award, which is the Big Loser Award, because sometimes in life, ladies and gentlemen, we just do stuff where you got to take a L. And this is no different, okay? No different. And I want to show y'all something. Lopan, I need you to cue it up, so let me know when you got it. But I want to show y'all something, okay? You might have already seen this because it went viral, but I'm going to show it to you now. Lopan, kick the clip. Look at this. Look at this. I want you to watch it again. Look. Ladies and gentlemen, for years, if not decades, No, it has been decades. We have known skateboarders, skaters. They have went out to public places and they've been ran off and they're just like, we just want to have a place to skate. We really want to just have a place of our own. And people like Tony Hawk came along and all that, and they started a trend. Well, not a trend, but they started a culture and all this stuff where these skate parks start being built for skateboarders, for people who skate, for people who are on four wheels. You know, ain't nobody ever made no Can-Am Spider Park. So why are you, Cam Man, at a skate park that's there for skaters with a Can-Am Spider? There is no Can-Am Spider parks out there. And then you got people, needless to say, that's out there skating. You could have lost control and took somebody out and injured them. They already putting themselves at high risk trying to pull off these moves at the skate park. But no, you said, this would be cool. I'm going to go ahead, skate on, go down there, my Can-Am and all this stuff. I mean, someone told me, you know, he should have just released the throttle. No, he shouldn't have had his butt out there anyway. It should have been on the streets is what he should have been doing. But for whatever reason, he woke up that morning and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down to the skate park with my Spider. And I'm going to ride through there and I'm going to, you know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. No, it wasn't fun. It was this. This right here. He's in trouble. Big trouble. Goodness. And the rest of the video, people start running over there with their cameras and all that stuff. They're not running over there to make sure that he's all right, ladies and gentlemen. They're not doing that. What they are doing is to say, you know what? You're going to go viral because you shouldn't have been here anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, for Cam Man showing up to a skating park, trying to pass his Can-Am Spider off as a skateboard, you got to take this big L.
See? Another loser.
Indeed as well, Lopez. Ooh. You take a Can-Am Spider to a skate park. I can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. You make me do this. People like you, Mocha Bella, make me do this. People like Lopan makes me do this. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. But it is what it is. So, there is another episode of the Wait a Minute Show, episode 196. We are getting closer to that 200, ladies and gentlemen. Closer and closer to the 200 episodes. So we will get there, man, and we're going to have a lot of fun when we do that. But I got to give you some reminders. I told you earlier, the Wait a Minute Show toy drive, it is coming. It is around the corner. So do not miss out on that, and I'll give you more information, about it. Follow me here on the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Follow the website, or follow Twitter, follow Facebook, as well. Hit your boy up. You can email me. If it's something that you want me to talk about on the show, hit me up. I don't mind. Maybe I even have somebody on here other than Lopan, so he doesn't bother me all the time. But regardless, you guys have a good rest of the weekend, man. Get ready. Reminder, time change. There's a time change, ladies and gentlemen. We get an hour back, so you get the snooze a little bit longer tomorrow. So enjoy that. Enjoy your week, man. And my message for you, stay positive, man. Keep positive. Just keep that positive energy. Keep that positive energy, and don't let anybody bring you down. Plain and simple. So for your man, Jelani JB Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show, I'm going to get out of here. Shouts out to the people that was listening to this or watching this live. I'm still thinking I'm on audio. Watching this live, but shouts out to the people that's going to be watching this later as well. And share. Last thing I'm going to say, Ben from BS3 Sports is on Roku channel. Make sure you check that out. All you got to do is go to the Roku device or the Roku channel, type in BS3, and you'll see the network. Follow my boy. And coming back this week, my man, Mochi's Country Road Show is coming up on Esquire, so make sure you catch that as well. So for your man, Jelani JB Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show, 2 things as always. Stay positive and push forward. And I'll holler at y'all later. Lopan, let's get out of here. I got to finish watching this Michigan game.
It's the Wait a Minute Show.